Hello and welcome to E2School. My name is Kay and I'm one of the expert teachers here, and I'd like to take you on a tour of E2School. So if this is your first time and you don't really know how to use your account, then you are in the right place. That's what today's class is all about. So what I want to do is start by talking about what we normally do in a live lesson. And one of the things we need to check is that all the technology is working. So I'm going to start with my technology and I need you guys to help me with that. So my first question for you is, can you hear me? So what you'll find is at the bottom of the screen, there is a chat box. Can you type in the chat box, yes, if you can hear me, and no if you can't. And if you're on YouTube, you can use the live chat that is part of the YouTube, and I will be able to see that too. So excellent work. Hello to everyone in the chat box. That means you've got that part right. You're using it perfectly. Now, my second question is, can you see my screen? Is that working as well? Excellent. Okay, so now that's my technology. Let's look at your technology. Now, if you join any live class, this is what you'll be needing to use, your chat box. Now, what do we use it for? Well, every time a teacher asks you a question, you type your answer in the chat box. Don't worry about the raise hand and the Q&A. We're not worried about those. We just want to use this one here, the little one that's the chat feature. If you're joining us on YouTube, you don't have this one, but you do have the live chat, so you can type away in there as well. Now, when I say you can write answers, this is when I ask you a question, but if you have a question for me, you can write those in the chat box as well. So today, I want to help you get the most out of your account. So if you have questions, please type it in the chat box and I will try and answer them. Now, the second thing that is important about the chat box is all of this bit at the bottom of the chat box. Now, this is about who can see what you write. Now, if you choose all panelists, this is just the teacher. So it's like a private message to the teacher. If you choose the other one, all panelists and attendees, that means the teacher and the students. Now, in today's class, I don't mind. You choose which one you want to use. It's not a problem. But when we're in a normal class, I would definitely recommend the second one, all panelists and attendees, because that way it will be more like a real classroom. You can see the comments and the ideas from the other students, and they will see yours as well. I also love it when students type answers to help answer a question if they know the answer, because sometimes you might be able to answer the question even faster than me, the teacher. And that's great. So as I said, chat box, when you've got a question, type it in there. When you want to answer a question, also type it in there. So let's go and look at the school. Now, this is where the big question is, what are you needing English for? So can you guys tell me a little bit about you? In the chat box, can you tell me what is your goal? What are you learning English for? What do you want to be able to do with English? So I know lots of students are doing the big tests like IELTS, PTE, OET, and TOEFL. This is also good. But if you have other goals, like is it for work? Is it maybe in future we can travel and use English? Is it for something else? Are you just wanting to improve your English for another reason? Please tell me in the chat box. I'd love to know, because this will help me give you better advice about how you can use the different schools. So while you're typing that, I just want to explain the difference between the yellow school and the blue school. Now, they're technically both the same company, but they're two different websites because they've got two different focuses. So E2 Language, the blue one, is my sister school, and they focus on the test preparation. So the specific skills you need for how to pass those tests. And so Chit Chit saying PTE, great, good to know. So Chit Chit, do you also have an E2 Language account, and are you joining me in E2 School because of the account they've created for you? Excellent. That's perfect. So this means that you've already got all the information you need about how to do the PTE test specifically. But over here in the yellow school, so E2School, I would call us the building blocks. Think about the base of your house and what you need to be able to build a house. You need to have a strong base. So do you have a strong base in English? If you don't, this is where the yellow school is really good for helping build those skills. So we're looking at listening, reading, writing, and speaking, but we also need to focus on your vocabulary and your grammar. Now, the lower the level, the more grammar the focus is, but the higher levels, it's more of a vocabulary focus, but it's vocabulary and grammar combined. So I'll explain a bit more about that as I go. So my second question is, do you know what level you are? Because if you know what level you are, then you can just start with that course. If you don't, this is the question I get asked the most. What level should I use? So let me go through what I think of as our different levels. Thank you very much, Alana. That helps me understand what you're looking for. That speaking is pretty good. You're lucky that you get a class to practice with. That's always helpful. But that if you want to look at other skills in a bit more detail, then that's also something we can focus on too. And if you don't know what level you are, that's fine. Let's go through it now. So what I've got is level 0 all the way up to level 4. And the idea here is that you start and you keep going up the ladder. But at the same time as these 5 levels, you can also do the top 2 courses. So this is Speaking Lab and Grammar Review. You can do these 2 at the same time. So let me just give you a summary of Speaking Lab and Grammar Review. Speaking Lab is all about speaking. It's pronunciation. In English, we have 26 letters, but we don't have that many sounds. We have 44 sounds. So this is often why people have problems with pronunciation, listening, and spelling. So what I find is that students who really like the Speaking Lab program are doing it because they're working on making those sounds better and fixing the problem sounds that you might have learnt incorrectly a long time ago. And so it's a bad habit now. So this way you can focus on that sound, but you can also learn how to listen to it much, much better. And you can also learn the difference between how it sounds and how you spell it, because they're not always the same. I've also been told that Speaking Lab is really good for accent reduction. So if you think your accent is too strong, and this is causing you problems, then this can be a really good thing for you. Now, when I say accent, I think accents are fine most of the time, but I would say if people don't understand your accent, that's where we're having a problem. So that's what we're looking at. The second program is the Grammar Review. Now, this one is 100% free, so please make sure you've got this in your account, because that way you can practice grammar anytime you like, and you can go in and choose the different grammar features you want to practice. So that one is definitely something I think everyone needs. But for the rest of this, it depends on how strong you are. So let me go through that. Okay, starting at the bottom, we have our level 0. I'm going to call this a starter level. So this is the normal, this is someone who doesn't have much English at all. So from what everyone's typed in the chat box already, I don't think you're starter. I think you're much stronger than that already. But this is a really, really beginner level. Again, level 0 is free. So if you want to add it to your account, you can. There are different things you can practice in there, but it goes through the basics. This is, now I've got the 2 frameworks there. There is framework number 1, which uses the ABC. So this is the CEFR framework. Or there's the IELTS framework where people talk about bands. So this would be a band 4 in IELTS, or an A lower than an A1 in the other one. If we go up a level, this is what I call my pre-intermediate course. And this is an A1 to an A2, or an IELTS of about 4. Now, level 1 is where the live classes start. So level 1, 2, 3, and 4, there are live classes connected to all of those. Level 1 has quite a big focus on grammar as well. There's a whole section in that course for reviewing the basic grammar structures, and it's even more specific than just looking at the grammar review. So it's made a little bit easier. So the next level higher than that is what I would call our intermediate level. So this is level 2, the prelim level, and this is a B1 or an IELTS of about 4 to 5. Level 2 is also the other level with a lot of grammar built in. There's a whole grammar section. So again, you can practice more specifics of grammar there, as well as listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And the other thing that we're doing in level 2 is we're introducing you to phrasal verbs. So the vocabulary focus in level 2 is expanding your vocabulary in a category that is often used by native English speakers. Do you guys know what a phrasal verb is? Have you heard of this before? So some people are yes, some people are no. This is where I think this is a category that often causes problems because native English speakers forget that this is actually really hard for people learning English. So a phrasal verb, let me just spell it for you. I'll put it in the chat. A phrasal verb is basically a phrase as a verb. So it's a verb plus a preposition. It could be more than one preposition, but when you put these two together, it often gives us a new meaning. I think you guys will know some of these already. So words like take off. Have you heard of the phrasal verb take off? Yes. What does take off mean? Chit Chit has given me an example of used to. No, that one's not a phrasal verb because this is a verb used with another verb to verb. So this is slightly different in the structure, but it's definitely good to learn those together as a phrase because that way you'll be better with your grammar structure. So if you take off, it depends on the sentence. So if I said, please take off your shoes, then this is please remove your shoes. But if I said the plane takes off, that's the one, Aliana, you've got it. Then we're looking at a plane or a bird. You're leaving the ground and you're starting to fly. So there's two very, very different meanings there. And it depends on the sentence for how you use them. Yes, I agree. Google can be very helpful there. But don't forget to make sure you understand the results that Google gives you. So when you're looking at phrasal verbs, it's very helpful to make sure you're learning them to do with a topic because that way you'll be able to use them with that topic. So level 2 has a lot of that built in so that you can learn and expand your phrasal verb knowledge as well. So if we go up to the next level, we have level 3. Level 3, or the first, is our upper intermediate level. Now, this is the level that we're starting to expand and focus on your vocabulary. So this is hold on, let me change screen. There we go. This is a B2 or an IELTS of about 5 or 6. Now, again, you're going to be focusing on listening, reading, writing, and speaking. But this time we're not introducing grammar as a category. We're focusing on vocabulary in a big, big way. Now, in this one, you're going to get vocabulary that is the common vocabulary, but we're looking now at collocations. Now, this is a grammar word, but again, it basically means phrases. What are the common phrases and combinations that you put together for making your use and choice of vocabulary more accurate? And I find that the higher the level, the more accuracy we want from you. So we're often looking at prepositions because these can cause a lot of problems, but it can be some of the other things that go with adjective and noun combinations and adverbs with verbs and things like that. So that's what we're starting in level 3. And also there's a big introduction of the academic word list, which is what we often use for university or academic environments. So there's a list of about 600 words that they've decided are the most commonly used and the ones you most need to learn. And so those have been introduced as well. Now, the last level that we have is what I would call our advanced level. So this is level 4, or we also call it test ready. Now, the reason I call it test ready is because at this level, we think you are advanced, you're pretty good, but you might need to improve a few things so that you're actually ready for those tests. And one of the big things I've found is students need to work on their vocabulary to do with tests. So this is again building on that vocab, but we're looking at how to use it in advanced ways. So more phrases and collocations and accuracy at that level. So for our advanced level, what we're looking at is we think you're probably a C1 or higher, and you've probably got an IELTS of 6 or higher. Now, if you've got to that and you are doing well, then congratulations. That is where you could stop. You'd be fine. But if you are planning on doing one of the big tests like PTE or something, then at this point you should be ready with the vocabulary and the skills so that you can do that as well. So that's what we're looking for. So let me go and take you over to the actual school website and show you what a school account looks like. So I need your help now, and I need you guys to tell me, did I share my screen correctly? I don't think I have. Is almost there. There we go. Can you see a school student account that looks a little bit like yours? Excellent. Thank you, Satish. That's what we're looking for. So this is my student account. I've added all the different courses so that I can show you what it looks like. And hopefully yours looks a little bit like this. So let me take you on a tour. And if you've got something you're not sure about, please ask me the question, type it in the chat box, and I'll make sure I get to that in the tour. So the first thing for me is, do you have all the courses that you want? So the easy way is looking at the side menu. We can look at all the courses down here, or we can look at this one and click on view more. Mine has a little bit of a bug right now, so don't worry about mine, but usually you should have the courses you need. Now, remember what I said, you don't need all of the levels, but what you do need is, I would make sure you have the grammar review, because that one's free. And then what level are you? Make sure you have that account, and possibly the Speaking Lab account as well, because that will help on those 3. Now, if you have chosen level 4, for example, then if you have that one, you will also see the level 4 live classes. If you have level 4 only, you won't see level 1, level 2, or level 3's live classes. So if you want to go to the live classes for that course, make sure you add the free account and you can then join any of those live classes. So let's have a look at where you find these. So when I look at this, can you see what's missing? I have one number that is not there. It is level 0. So let me show you how to find that, because that one is free as well. So if you go to this button, the add courses button, it's also up the top here in red. My camera is hiding it, but it's up there in red, but the add courses button. So this will take you to show you your courses. I would always recommend starting on the first one that shows you what you actually have in your account. So it tells me the name of my courses and how many days I have left. So with this one, Speaking Lab, I have 4 more days. So I might need to make a decision soon and subscribe again. If you don't have a subscribe button like I don't, then just please send us a message. Messages are here, and someone in my admin team can help you fix that up. So for the moment though, let's look at what courses you've got. And if you haven't got one of these, I'll show you where to find them. So if we go to free or paid, these are the 2 options. Now it depends on what you want. Now let me show you what I mean. If we click here, we've got the information about all the different packages and the different ways you can pay. So all of the courses have a free option. The 3 completely free options though are the placement test, level 0, and the grammar review. So you can get those and add those to your account if you want. But all the other levels, you can do the free one, but they only have some lessons that are available. All the others will have a little lock showing up and you won't be able to access them. But you will be able to go to the live classes. For the bronze classes, For the bronze package, what you'll find is you get, again, live classes, but you'll get every single lesson. All of them are unlocked, so you can do everything in the course. You will also have some of the tests. So the tests you'll get access to are the auto-graded tests. So these are the ones that are marked by the computer. So things like listening or reading. And this one is $9 every month. And when you finish that level, you can cancel it and move on to the next level. The silver level and the gold level are a one-time payment, and silver you get for 6 months, gold is 12 months. So if you want more time, these can be a helpful way to go. For silver and gold, you get all the live classes, you get all the lessons, you get all the tests that are done by the computer, and you get the other tests as well. So this is where with level 1 and level 2, there are writing tests. Level 3 and level 4, there are writing and speaking tests. Now, if you do any of these tests, a teacher will mark your speaking or writing and give you specific feedback about what you've given them. So you can work on that specific activity. The extra thing you've got with the gold level is the tutorials. A tutorial is a one-on-one lesson with a teacher. So you get 2 of those. Actually, technically it's 3 because you get an introduction one as well, just to start you off to make sure that everything's working for you. So let me go back to the school and show you what the difference is. So if we go to free and loading, here we go. So I can see my first one is the placement test. Now, if you still really are not sure about what level you are, get the placement test. All you need to do is click try free now and wait. There it goes, and it's in, it's loaded. It's now loading again, and there you go. Placement test is gone because it's now in my courses. If you want level 0, same thing. You can try free now, and it will also load to your account. All the other ones are the free versions. You shouldn't need to select your choice, so just take the basic one and then submit. That will be fine. And here we go, it's done. So all of these others, these are just the free version. And if you want to join all the live classes, you should add the different courses from here. So that way you'll be able to see the live classes in your calendar. If you want to go for a paid option and access the whole exercise, you'll need to go over to here. And in the paid category, you get to choose between that bronze, the silver, or the gold. One moment, it's still loading. There it is. So for level 1, I've got 2 choices because I've got one of them already loaded. The bronze, which is the monthly one, and so you click on the buy now, or we have the gold, which includes the tutorials, and that's for a year, and there's a buy now. So that's what you're needing to do. So let me go back to my dashboard and I'll show you if you want to, what level did I have that was bronze? I think it is this one. Nope. Let's try level 2. Nope. Level 3. I must have bronze, more than bronze in everyone. I don't have any free ones. Okay, so what I will do is I'll go to the assessments to show you what one of the locks looks like. So if I had, so let me just summarize that so you can understand what I've just clicked on. If you want to look at your courses, the quick menu is here for all of your courses. But if you want to look at the tests and just the tests, now I'd recommend making sure you do the lessons first before you do the tests anyway. But if you want to look at the tests, again, you've got all the courses listed down the side. So level 1. Okay, so I can access all of these because level 1 means I have got silver or gold. There is the basic test and there are the writing tests. But let me see if I can find a lock for you. There we go. So level 2, I don't have silver or gold. I've only got bronze, which means I've got the basic test. So I can click on that and do that. But I cannot open this one, this one, this one, or this one because they all have the little lock. So if you have a lock next to your exercise, that's what it means. It's just that you have to pay to go up a level to be able to access that part of that exercise. So I hope that makes sense. So if you went for the gold package, that means you get teacher meetings and you'll be able to see this where you can click on the add appointment and add the tutorials. If you don't have the gold package, this will come up with a message that says this is not available. So that's that part. So the other thing that I think you guys will need is the live classes. So we've got two choices. We've got live classes on the left here, or we have my calendar. And I think this is often the easier way to do it because this shows me the next week. If there's a red dot, that shows me that there's something happening today. So this one, as you can see, is happening right now. If you want to join the class, you click on the information and it will give you more information. Now, I think the most important thing here is the green box, which is talking about your time zone. So this one says I am in GMT plus 11, which is these cities. And this is perfect because I am in Melbourne. So this is correct. But if this is incorrect for you, use the click here, the blue button, and it will take you to your profile where you can change your time zone and make sure it matches where you are. Once you've got the correct time zone, this here will be automatically updated. So this time is your time zone. So for me, if I am free at 5 o'clock on Monday today, then I can go to this class. So if I look at this and go, yes, 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 this looks good, then I just click on register. And I am now registered. So when the time comes, you will get a link from Zoom in your email to the class. So you just click on it like you did for today's. You can also go to live classes though and search and do a big group of lessons. So you've got the two categories, upcoming or registered. So upcoming means future, like what's happening next. So let's choose a level. Let's do level 4. And wait for the computer to catch up. There you go. So it's searched and found all the different level 4 classes that I can do. And if I want to go to this one, I just push the plus button and it is now added to my registered category. So that's gone from in here. And if I go over to the registered tab, and there you go, there is the level 1 that I added just a moment ago. There's the level 4 that I just added as well. And I already registered a while ago for level 2. Now, if I want to not go, you just push the minus and that will take it away. Now, if you can't go to this lesson, that's okay. You can always come to here, the live class library, where all of the classes are recorded so you can watch a video of it at any time. So if you go in, I would probably search, let's look for level 3. And there you go. There are all the level 3 videos. There are 34 of them. Click on the blue words and the video will open up. You can push play or push play and watch the video. You won't be able to download them though, but you can watch these as many times as you like and then push close. Afterwards, it says watched, tick, but you can watch it again if you want to. So that's your live class library there. Now, the other thing I was talking about before was messages. So when you're getting a message about the live classes from Zoom, you will need to make sure your email account is connected so you get that in your email. But also have a look at your messages. If you see here, it says I have 10 messages. This is how school communicates with you. So if you have, if we need to ask you a question or if you need to ask us a question, you'll find that there. But you'll also find messages on the main screen at the bottom and also the community posts. So this is something that goes to the whole school that talks about different activities or different changes. So I think the big one was last week was Thanksgiving. I don't know if you guys know what Thanksgiving is. If you want to know more, you click on this and you'll learn more about it. So I'll let you have a look at that in your account later. So the basics that we're looking at are, here are all your courses. Here are all your live classes. This here in tasks and alerts, this is when a teacher looks at your test result or marks your test. If you have, if you're doing a writing or a speaking test, you'll get a notification that the teacher has marked it. And other than that, that should be the main things showing up in there. The other two categories are information from the school, so make sure you're reading these. Now, the one thing I haven't talked about is if you need more help, and that's this button at the bottom here. So if you forget this, if you need more help, you're welcome to come back to this class every week, no problem. But you can also go to the help button, and there are two ways you can get help. The number one is the first one, visit FAQs. Excuse me, hold on. That's better. So visit FAQ. This is frequently asked questions. It's a really popular phrase for using on an English website. And basically this is full of all the most popular questions that people ask us. So we've written articles and got pictures and given you information so you know what to do. So try reading the different stories. I think a lot of people have technical problems, so there is a whole section there, and hopefully this will answer your question. But if it doesn't, we use the second button, ask a question. So all you need to do is fill in all that information, type your message. You can even attach a photo of the problem and then submit, and someone in my support team will be able to help you out. So I think that's really the basics, and hopefully that is everything you guys need to know. But do you guys have any questions for me? Is there something you're not sure about with your account? So if you do have a question, type it in the chat box now. Otherwise, I think that's it from me, and that's it means it's now time for you guys. Over to you, so you can have a go at trying this yourself. And yeah, so basically it's up to you guys to go and try the activities and see how you're going. Thank you very much, Alana. That's nice to know. And yes, bye. I hope to see you in a class soon. And if you've got no questions, that's also fine. That's great to know. And so basically, I hope I'll see you in a class. If you are doing one of the level 2 classes, you'll probably see me there. Otherwise, you'll find one of the other great teachers for the other levels as well. So thank you for joining me today, and good luck, and happy learning.